we are meeting for a Masterclass 33 conducted by Edtech Society. So Edtech Society is a professional non-profit association started in India by individuals who are committed to improving instructions and learning through use of education technology. So Edtech Society members are basically researchers, developers, practitioners in the field of education technology. Now, the objective of this masterclass is basically to illuminate the audience about perspectives, both theoretical and practical, on specific topic in education technology. So, we have today's speaker, Dr. Anita. She's PhD in education technology from IIT Bombay. Her work is basically in developing guidelines for teaching and learning with virtual labs for engineering education, and she has developed a tool SDVIC for guidelines. She worked as a CEO at Visatia Technology Business Incubator, and she's a part of TUEC project at IIT, that is Teachers Use of Education Technology Researchers Group. She has very wide teaching experience of 35 years, which includes some industry experience as well as research experience. Currently, she is a designated partner for AIEE EdTech for last 11 years, and she has trained lot of students and teachers. She is a technical advisor, mentor, and angel investor in startups. She is a member of expert committee at TIH Foundation for IoT and IoE, IIT Bombay, educational technology advisor for Vidyalankar Institute, Mumbai, and Singapore Education Academy, Singapore. She received a Best Paper Award and Global Online Laboratory Consortium Best Online Virtual Laboratory Award for 2020. She is a member of Board of Studies for MA and MSc e-learning program by School of Education and Research, MIT Art, Design and Technology. She is an expert member in National Education Policy Task Force, Symbiosis International, Deemed University, Pune. And she has her own YouTube channel also, which creates educational videos in electronics engineering. Welcome, Dr. Anita, for today's masterclass. It's very interesting topic today, and we are eager to hear you. Over to you, Anita.
So I hope I'm audible. So thank you, Dr. Madhuri, my dear friend and colleague at IIT, for the very kind introduction, and also Dr. Briju for giving me this opportunity today to share a few, learnings from my experience in the domain of AI. So let me start the presentation. Yes, so this is the topic, that is AI content authoring tools to support active teaching learning strategies. So before I start my presentation, I would like to thank Dr. Sridhar Iyer sir, Dr. Sahana madam, all faculty members at IIT Bombay, Dr. Samir, Dr. Shitanshu, Dr. Ramkumar, Dr. Briju, Dr. Madhuri, the entire EdTech Society leadership and members for considering me for this masterclass, and also all participants and listeners. So happy Navratri, and let us start with so these are the objectives of the session today. So the participants will be able to categorize the AI tools aligned to their teaching learning goals and create different types of contents using the AI content authoring tools. So this will be the outline. So first I'll just introduce AI content authoring tools, then classification, a demo of some tools, and then we will see how we can design instructions for active teaching learning sessions like peer instruction, think, pair, share, predict, observe, explain, and the structured problem solving. So I think all of you must be aware of the penetration of AI and how it is, coming in our lives, day-to-day lives, every day. So there are certain advantages that are aligned to this content creation using the AI tools. So it increases the efficiency, reduces your workload, it saves time by automating the grading, then slides, quiz creation, simulations, then scalability for diverse educational needs, fosters personalized learning environments, enhances learning because we are able to create content for personalized tutoring, interactive simulations. And very important is that with these tools we are able to bridge the theory practice gaps because of the AI powered simulations which allow safe experimentation and iterative design. Similarly, it also helps the support the coding projects as well. So there are a lot of advantages associated with AI for the content creation. Obviously there are some disadvantages as well, like you have to the content that is created has to be verified for accuracy and other aspects before we can share it with the students. So let us explore the growth of AI tools in content creation and their adoption, then various types of content that we teachers create for the teaching learning processes, and the AI tools that are supporting the creation of these types. So if you see here, the content authoring tools with AI included in them has increased a lot in the recent past. So from 2021, if you see in 2021, there were around 80 to 150 AI tools in the public domain. And if you see the growth to 2025, it is now around 2,500 to 4,000 tools by the end of the year. So it's a massive growth that is happening in this particular domain. So out of these, if you see the cloud-based tools are 57%, on-premise 43%. Then corporates are using 61%, for education 29%, and others 10%. And if you see the graph, it is being predicted that in the future as well, the growth is going to be enormous. So it is very important for all the teachers to understand this particular penetration and also use this penetration to our benefit. So the market size, if you see, it's the AI power content creation. It is 24. It was 2.15, projected to be 2.56 billions in 25. Then AI writing assistant software market, it is 1.75 billion to 10.3 by 2032. It's a huge forecast that they have made. Then content authoring tools more broadly. Again, there's a huge growth that is expected, and also the generative AI for content. So 90% of the content marketers are using the AI writing tools. 71% use the AI even for content ideation. They are also using that for that. Then ChatGPT, I think, is the most popular tool used for the content. 41% of users feel that there's an improvement in the productivity with AI writing tools, and then also there is a content quality that is improving. So there is a huge market expected to grow by 2030, and these are the regions which are mostly using these. These are the fastest growing markets. India is one of them. So if you see the penetration of these edtech tools as far as the teachers are concerned in India, the growth is again huge. So in 22, 15% of teachers were using, with one tool being used by each of the teacher. But in 2025, it has increased to 70% with almost 2.2 tools being used by the teachers on a regular basis. Now the types of content that teachers use for their day-to-day teaching learning processes, so the different types of no, and because of these the content authoring tools, obviously earlier because of the tools we were able to create different types of content for these processes, but now with AI being introduced, it has become a bit easier for us to create different types of contents based on the learner requirements. So the text-based content, we have been using lecture notes, textbooks, scholarly articles, case studies, syllabi, and course outlines, then annotated bibliographies, instructional guides or manuals. Then for the visual content, the slide presentation, infographics, posters or charts, whiteboard, blackboard diagrams, concept maps, and mind maps. Then the third, that is the audio visual content, again the recorded video lectures, educational films, demonstration videos, for example, the lab experiments, the podcasts or audio lectures, screen recordings. Then interactive digital content like the LMS, then the interactive simulations or virtual labs, gamified learning tools. So we are able to, create games around our content, augmented and virtual reality experiences. Similarly, the online discussion boards or forums. Similarly, the assessment, as far as the assessment is concerned, again there are different types of content that we can create. That is quizzes, assignments and projects, peer review activities, rubrics and grading criteria, surveys, feedback forms. And then for collaboration, this is the area of collaboration. So again, for the collaborative content, there are so many tools that are available where you can create group projects, problem based learning scenarios, workshops or hand on activities, guest lectures, field trip materials. Similarly, virtual field experiences also you can create. Then the supplementary and support material, and more emerging and the innovative content. So these are the different content types that teachers, as teachers, we can create. And for each of these content type, there are so many AI tools that are available to us. So some of them obviously are freely available for the teachers, but for some we have to subscribe to those tools if you have to use the full features of those tools. So these are some of the tools that I have enlisted. I found on these on the Google, and I could list down based on the content that you want to create. So I've prepared a one-to-one chart for each of these content type for the text base. Then similarly for the, yes, so this slide actually it gives a exhaustive list of the tools along with the URL of those tools. So if you see, there are so many tools that are available. Then for the visual content, again, there are so many tools for each and every type. So for infographics, you can use these. For posters, you can use. So by far, I think Canva is with AI is the and Jamboard. These are two of the most popular. Then this is again a comprehensive list of that. For audio visual content, again for recorded video lectures, Synthesia. Then for educational films, there is a platform which is available. For demonstration videos or lab experiments, again there are so many different type of tools that are available. Now why I'm sharing this with you all, because it's it's a whole playground out there for the teachers for creating content. Then for interactive digital content, you have like the gamified learning tools. Then for virtual lab simulations, we have so many tools available. Again for AR VR, we have these Thingling, CoSpaces, and so on. For assessment, again, so we will be seeing a few of these. I'll be giving a demo of few of the tools which I have been using for the past years. And this is again a comprehensive list for that. And then for collaborative and experiential content, again these are the tools. So I'll just quickly run through these slides so that you understand that there are so many tools that are available with us. So now once we know that, so naturally it's very difficult for any teacher to you know uh, come down to a few tools when you have to create the content. Obviously, the more time you spend on these links that are available, where the tools are available for public in the public domain, obviously the more you will get to learn about the tools that are available. So today I'll be giving you a demo of 4 tools which I found very useful as far as the engineering content is concerned, because I have been using this for the engineering content. So the first, that is to teach. So it's one of the most wonderful tools that I found. And I liked it so much that I have even subscribed it for a monthly package of say 250 rupees per month. So let us go to that tool now, that is to teach. Okay, I'll just share with you. uh, yes, so yes, so this is the to teach landing page. Okay, so I have logged in with my Google account, and then you see this will be your view that you see when you land on the tool page. And if you see here, these are the different tools that are available with you. So if you click on the content tools, so these are the different type of contents that you can create. Okay, so if you see, you can create statement, brochure, essay, flashcard, crossword, mind map, multiple choice, and so on. So these are the different type of content that you can create. So this is the content tools. Then next, that is the YouTube worksheet. So this I found it, very useful, because here what you have to do is you just have to uh, from the YouTube, you just need to search for a YouTube video which you find will be useful for the topic that you have selected. Just share the link to that YouTube video, and then you can create worksheet with that particular video, this particular YouTube video. So this is a very wonderful tool that has been created here. Then next, create Kahoot. So again here, yes. So here you just have to share, what exactly you want to create. So you can here you can share the learning objective, the maybe the topic name, the learning objective in that topic, and what is the the level of difficulty, whether as per the Bloom's taxonomy. You can share it here. You can type it here. Here you can type the learning objective, the topic, and so on, and you save it, right? And then you just say the difficulty level. Again, you can select easy, medium, hard, and then just create exercise, and it will create questions for you. So this is the third feature of this tool. Then the fourth is create presentation. Again, here you can just specify you can give a name to your presentation, and you can add, like I mentioned earlier, also your learning objective, topic, the level, Bloom's taxonomy level, and you can select here the age group of the students, that the target age group, also the text, that how much you want on the text, and then even the language level you can set here, and then just click on the create presentation, and it will create a presentation for you. But again, as I mentioned earlier, after the presentation is being created, obviously you need to check, because sometimes the some slides may not be relevant for your content. Then this is a tool for worksheet. So creating a worksheet, you can create, again you can just select the age of the student, the language, and the topic, and it will create the worksheet. If you want to, if you want some of your own text to be added, you can add it here and ask the AI tool to create the worksheet. So worksheet can be created either for the YouTube video or for your own content. Then next is the AI graphics. Okay, so again, this is a very useful tool. So here again, you can see tell the, so I have given say Bluetooth protocol. You can type the subject, say Internet of Things, and then you can select the steps. Either you, so what is the type of graphic that you want? Do you want a steps or a timeline or a Venn diagram, right? So, and again, you can add your own content here and ask it to generate a graphic, and it creates a wonderful graphic. Now, using these tools, if you see all your content, whatever content you create, it will be available to you on a dashboard. So if you see here, I have created 3 worksheets. Then I have created so many exercises like presentations, and then the lesson plan. Yes, this is again a very, a very beautiful feature of this particular tool, that is create a lesson plan. So again, you can, so this we will be seeing again when we have this peer discussion about the peer strategy. So again, you can just add your whatever, for what particular topic, what age, what duration, and then type topic of the lesson. And here again, as I mentioned earlier, the learning objective, here you can mention the strategy that you want to use, and then it will create the content. So this is about the demo of the to teach, right? So again, here you can also create folders. You can put your content in different folders, or you can create your own courses and add the content as per the courses. So this I found is a very, very useful tool. That's why it's the name also is very relevant, that is to teach. So it is basically aligned to the goals of a teacher. Okay, so next we will see the tool that is okay, so this is done. Now we will see the query pod. Okay, so we go to that particular tool, query pod. So this is the query pod landing page. So here you can either ask, you can paste in text, you can give your own material as a text or a PPT or a PDF or whatever, and then it will create either a full lesson, quick writes, or a test preparation. So you just have to click one of these. So you just have to, or if you just want to type it here, the text, say the create content, or say the topic is something like this, you just type here topic of, say, amplitude modulation, and it will create the lesson. Okay, so here it is not asking, you can also click here and it will show you the lesson ideas, and you just have to click here, that is generate, and it will create a presentation. But the presentation that it creates, it you will see it creates, okay, let me start this. So you'll see this is how it looks. So it will think first and then it will start creating. So it says it is generating. Okay, so it will ask you a few prompts, like whether you want to, could you very clarify whether the focus has to be defined. So I'll just say, okay, define. So you just can just copy and paste it here and click on the, yes, so it is now again thinking. So this way, it will keep on asking you prompts, and once it has a clarity of exactly what you want, so it is not asking at the first go. So it has given us the prompts based on that. So it's saying grade 12 and so on. So generate the lesson. So it will start generating. Okay, and then this you can download it also. So this is about the query pod, and you can edit also. Once it has created the content, you can edit. So next we will see, that is the AI tool, that is Prep AI. Okay, so this is the, now what is, so this is the landing page of Prep AI. So now I have logged into this, and now I can see this particular window. Okay, so I say try free, and this window is available to me. So the beauty of this tool is, you can either, type or paste your content here, or you can have a document. Now, here, if you see, there is this button which says Bloom's taxonomy. So it allows you to create the questions based on the Bloom's levels. So here you can also select the levels. So whatever level you want, say suppose you want to create the questions at analyze level, and then it can create MCQs, descriptive, or all possible. Say I may select MCQ, and then question count up to 10, and then it can also include diagrams or graphics and so on, and then it will start creating the content. So again, here I can say amplitude modulation, and it will create the content for you. Okay, generate the quiz. So this is how this Prep AI it works. And now this is actually, you can start with a 15-day free trial, and then you can have this, commitment free. So you can have like, per days. So there is a limit to how many questions you can create, or how many tests you can create per day for the free version. But if you want to create more, then you can, pay say 15 per credit, and then you can start using the tool. So for this, I have not subscribed, and I'm using the free version only, and it is allowing me to create that particular question sets. Now we will see the Conquer. Okay. So next tool, that is Conquer. Now here again, this is for generating the questions. So here you can create different types of questions. There we had only multiple choice and descriptive. Here there are multiple choice, mixed, read and respond, fill in the blank. So it supports four different types of questions, and also the number of questions can be 5 and 10. If you want more questions, then you will have to upgrade to pro level. And then you can again select here the grade level. So I've selected the higher education, and here you can add the uh, this is the reading material that will be provided to the students or the participants who are going to take this particular Conquer quiz. Okay, so you can add your content here, and it will generate the, and click here, that is generate, and it will create, or it will generate that particular quiz for you. Okay, so this is where you can customize. So you just enter the topic, and you can then customize as per your requirements. So this is about the tool, that is Conquer. So we have seen the demo for the four tools. That is number one, that is to teach. Sorry. Then we have seen the Query Pod, which creates presentations. Then we have seen the Prep AI, which is used for creating the questions of two types, that is multiple choice and descriptive, but aligned to the Bloom's taxonomy levels. And also the difficulty level you can select here. And then the last, that is the Conquer tool. Again, this is for creating quiz, and so this again you can download it as a PDF. You can export and download, or also present it to your students. Okay, so now with these four tools, and along with that, the two very important tools that we have been using since quite a few years, that is the Mentimeter and the Padlet. Using these six tools, we can create any strategy here that is mentioned. That is these are the active teaching learning strategies that we have been using. That is the peer instruction, think, pair, share, predict, observe, explain, flip classroom, structured problem solving, open-ended problem solving, and the project based. But in today's session, because of the time constraint, I will be considering these five active teaching learning strategies. So let us start with the peer instruction. So I think all of you must be aware of the steps that we follow when we consider this particular peer instruction strategy. That is, first we prepare our learning material for the teaching learning material for the class. This happens before the class. Then we introduce the concept in class. Then we pose a conceptual question to the students, and then we ask the student to vote individually, right? Then based on the votes that they give, they will have a peer discussion, or they will pair with one student, and again think about their answer, and then revote, right? And then we have a class wide debrief, then apply or extend, that is again ask for some more questions, so reflect and assess. So these are the steps that we normally follow in a peer instruction. Yes, so going down to the preparation. So what we do basically is identifying the key concepts, create conceptual questions, and then integrate the prerequisite material. Then we introduce the concept, so briefly explain or review, right? Then we pose the conceptual question, then individual voting happens, then the pair with a neighbor, and they discuss their reasoning for say 2 to 4 minutes. They justify the answer, and then conceptual clarification happens at this stage. and they are asked to again vote, right? So many times it is seen that in the first vote, at initial voting and revote, there happens some change in the because of the peer discussion, that is discussion with the neighbor that the students do. Then we do a class debrief, that is we show the responses to the students. Then we ask volunteers to explain their reasoning, apply or extend this, that is a follow-up problem is given, and then finally we summarize the key takeaways of that particular session. So if you see these particular steps, I have, if you use these tools, like I have been using these tools for the peer instruction. So for the formulation of the learning objective, that is what is the first step that we do, right? So ChatGPT is a very useful tool for that. Then create instruction. I think I'll take you step by step for this particular peer instruction. So here is my wait a second. Yes. So I'll just start a new chat. Okay. So here you just write formulate learning objective at apply level for the topic, say BJT common emitter amplifier. Okay. So with a focus on bias technique. Okay. So just give it some time and it is clear. Okay, so student will be able to apply appropriate biasing technique using to design and set up a BJT common emitter amplifier circuit to achieve a desired operating point and voltage gain. So this is like in a apply level. So once you have put this, then you just copy this and go to the to teach. Okay, so here you can say create a presentation, right? Or what I will do is create a lesson plan. So this is a very, again, a very beautiful tool, right? So what I will do here is the title is say BJT CE amplifier learning objective, and then you can say that create lesson plan aligned to strategy of peer instruction and duration. I'm taking just 10 minutes because it should get completed. The task should get duration 10 minutes session. Okay, so just save it. Okay, so topic of the lesson BJT CE amplifier. Okay, here you can specify the introduction, whether you want is playful or informative introduction. Okay, focus again can be focus on say group work. Okay, create the lesson plan. So it will create the lesson plan, and along with that lesson plan you can also create the content for each of its, so meanwhile it is preparing, I will just show you some of the lesson plans that I have already created. Okay, so I'll just open this uh, again. Okay. Okay. So it's very fast, right? It has already created the lesson plan. Now, if you see here, I had mentioned that it has to be, the time has to be 10 minutes, right? So it has taken, say, 5 minutes for the introduction, 10 minutes for the peer discussion, right? And then, so this is how it creates the content, like the teacher led presentation. So direct instruction, that is informative lecture, because I said the introduction has to be, the format should be introductory, and then informative introduction should be there. Then it says that collaborative group work with teacher facilitation, and then group presentation and whole class debrief. So here again, if you see, there is a link which says create material. So this is something which I found very wonderful here. So you just have to click here and it will create the content for that particular topic with this particular, as a informative lecture. Just see if it is creating. Or I will show you some of the content which, you know, I think if we leave this, it will stop creating. So let us wait for a few minutes as it is creating the content. Maybe it is taking more time because the network might be a issue here, as we are already live. So okay, so I think what I will do is let it create. I'll just show you the content that I have created. So lesson plan that I have created. So you see the BJT common emitter amplifier here. Okay, this is the one which we are creating now. Earlier one. Yes. So this is how it creates. See here. It creates the content for this particular phase. You can also edit it. So if you want to, change something, if you feel that, something is not correct, then you can, click here and change it, right? Then next was the direct instruction. So here again, it has created a presentation. Okay, so this I have done earlier in the day. So it has created the presentation for me, right? Again, this presentation, if you want to change, you can change it here, right? So you can change here. You can also change. So you can edit whatever is created. It's not like it is the once it has been created, there are, you cannot change it, right? So here again, for the third stage, okay, it has created the content. Let us see if it has created for our previous lesson plan. No, it stops. See, once you leave the window, that particular tab, I think it stops doing it. So again, you will have to click it here and it will start creating. But the content that I showed, it has already created. So for peer, now once this content is created, what you can do is you can go to the Mentimeter. So if you see, there are some questions that are asked here, right? So sorry. Yes. So if you see here, there are some questions. So those questions you can, the conceptual questions. Yes. So all this you can now put it in your Mentimeter, and you can ask a question here, like we do in the normal class, right? And then get the response from the students, right? So create the MCQ, then Mentimeter for the voting, then peer discussion. They can either use, in class discussion, or if you are taking online, you can use some other tool for the discussion, and then revote again using the Mentimeter, and again repeat this. So this is how, the peer instruction strategy becomes, otherwise, we have to spend so much time creating all this. So with the AI tool, it becomes, our life becomes quite easy. We just need to check the accuracy and alignment of that particular content created to our learning objective. Mostly, we will see it is aligned to the objective, but sometimes if it is not, then we have to recreate that. Okay, so now we go to the next, that is the think, pair, share. So again, I feel this is quite similar to the peer instruction. Here again, what we do as a teacher is the teacher presents a carefully designed conceptual or application oriented question. Then students are given time to think individually. So they think and then they either write the answer. So again, for this, you can use the tools, different tools, and then they answer that question. Okay, they think and they answer it, or they write it down in their notebook. Sometimes if it is in a class, we ask them to write it down in their notebook if it is a descriptive answer, and if it is some problem that they are solving, again that can happen. So then then we ask them to pair, that is they discuss with their partner for 3 to 5 minutes. They clarify their doubts, and then again they share with the whole class. So again, here we can, if it is a in classroom session, then we asked a few pairs to present their answers, highlighting different perspectives, also clarifying the misconceptions. And then at the end we summarize and discuss about the key takeaways of that particular session. Or then we can ask the students to apply the concept to a new engineering problem for reinforcement. So these are the steps that we normally follow. So they think individually, write the answer, they pair with their partner, and then share with the class. So again, I found that the same steps that we saw for the peer instruction, the same strategy or the same set of tools we can use for this same, that is the think, pair, share activity. So again, for posing a question, we can formulate the LO using ChatGPT, create the instructional material either using to teach or QReport or whatever is you are comfortable with. Check for the accuracy. This is very important. Then create the MCQ for the peer assessment. Again, you can use either Prep AI or any of the Conquer or any of the other tools. From the questions that are created, you can select one or two and then share it with the students so they can answer. And now if it is a descriptive questions, then what we would prefer is using the Padlet so that they can write their answer on the Padlet. So I'll just show you the Padlet thing also. So again, the Padlet tool, it is allowing so many different varieties of content that you can use. So either it can be a claim or evidence reasoning, it can be either agree or disagree, so or it can be a mood board, it can be a number line, or it can be some attachment. Say if the students are writing the answer, if it is say a problem that they are solving, and then you want to check their or they want to share it, then they can upload there, or it can be attachment with caption or a one word summary. So these are the different options that are available with us on this particular Padlet tool. So we can use this tool for the individual work, and then again they can have a in class discussion, or they can discuss over chats and again come up with the whole class discussion. So again, this can happen over Padlet, or it can be in, if it is in class, then we can always ask the student to come in front along with the teacher, and then you can ask the student to present their material or their answers to the whole class and so on, right? So this is again the how this we can do the think, pair, share activity. The third strategy that we normally use is a predict, observe, explain strategy. So again, these are the different steps that we follow, that is introduce, then we ask the students to predict the outcome. So here normally what we do is we present say a lab or a simulation. right? And then we ask them to predict the outcome of that. Again, for the prediction, we can use either a Mentimeter or a Padlet. Then in the observation phase, so again here we can give a demo. So for this, what I would suggest is there are two tools that are available. That is the Wolfram demonstrations. So here we can use for the predict, observe, explain. I prefer to use either a virtual lab where or a Wolfram. So here, if you see, I'll just select the topic. So there are different topics here. So if you see Wolfram demonstration, there these demonstrations are available in different domains. So for engineering and technology, again, there are these different domains that it allows. So because I'm from electronics electrical, I've selected this, that is the signal processing. So if you see, there are so many signal processing simulations that are available, right? So let me select the this one, that is amplitude modulation. This is one of my favorite topics, although it's not widely used currently, but the fundamentals here are very important if the students have to understand what exactly is the meaning of modulation. So here, you can ask the student to predict what happens, right? So they can see the waveform, and then you can ask them that, okay, what is the or ask them to what write down the frequency domain, or what will be that. So, and then another tool which I would suggest is the virtual lab, because this is again my domain of research. So I've just selected this, again from electronics domain, that is the half wave rectifier. Again, a very, very simple and very important topic as far as electronics is concerned. So here again, you can show them this particular circuit and say that, okay, so here what, here, there are instructions that are given. So you just have to set the value of RL, right? And then click on the on button. Okay, this is the on button. So now you can ask the students to predict like what will be the so this is the frequency that we have selected, and amplitude is 1 volt. So just show this and then ask them to predict, okay, what will be the waveform, or ask them to draw the waveform for both the channels. So the channel is, so one channel, if you see here, the oscillator is connected across the diode, right? So what will be the waveform across the diode? So you can ask the students to predict the waveform and ask them to draw on their in their notebook, or maybe on the Padlet, or share it. Okay, so write it down, or draw it. Okay, now you change this frequency, right? And again ask them to change the voltage, and again ask them to draw the waveform. And now once they have written down, or they have made the waveform themselves, then you show it. Double click on the sine wave. So it will show the waveform, what will be the oscilloscope on. So this is your sine wave, and this is the oscilloscope. Okay, so this is the waveform across the diode. Then again you can change the frequency, ask them. So this is what can be done in the predict, observe, and explain. Now yes, so again here introduce, again you can use ChatGPT, instructional material using to teach. And then predict phase, you can use the Wolfram or the virtual lab. And then for the prediction, you can use Mentimeter or Padlet. Observation phase, you can ask the students to see those particular waveforms on the Wolfram or the virtual lab. And then again you can have this individual or the group. So Padlet and Mentimeter along with ChatGPT and to teach. So these are, and the simulation. These are the 5 tools that are very powerful. And with these 5 tools, we can have wonderful sessions that can be created using the active teaching learning strategies. So flipped classroom again. So here, as I have shown again, you can use a YouTube video, upload it on the to teach tool, and ask it to create a worksheet around that YouTube. So around that YouTube. Also, you can have some simulation file, add it on the to teach, and create a worksheet around that. So that is your own content. So you create a worksheet around your own content, and then assign that before your class, right? Before that class, and so that they are, when they come to the class, so basically in class activity is only limited to solving their problems or holding peer instructions or discussions, right? So this is a very useful tool, that is to teach, which can be used for flipped classroom as well. And then we can have these follow-up quizzes. Again, you can use one of the tools, that is Conquer, or uh, the Prep AI, or even to teach, to create these follow-up quizzes and the problems. Now, this is something which is one of my favorite strategy, that is the structured problem solving, because we always say that, engineering students, they are supposed to solve problems. And now we see, even as they go higher in their classes, like third year, final year, basically we are also going towards problem based strategies. So this is a very simple, that is structured problem solving strategy, wherein, so these are the steps that we normally follow. That is, first, that is the problem identification or understanding. So what happens here is, the teacher presents a course related engineering problem. The students carefully read, interpret, and clarify the problem statement. The teacher then, sorry, the assumptions, constraints are also shared with the students. Now the students are asked to do the problem analysis, that is, break the problem into smaller sub problems, identify the given data, required outputs and unknowns, and then discuss relevant engineering principles, formulas, and theories here. So basically, this is for something like, say you want to ask the student to calculate, say for example, if you take the example of BJT common emitter amplifier. So if you want to ask the student to calculate or find out the operating point given the values of the various resistors and the voltages that are applied, then this is a very good strategy that you can use, and to teach supports this particular strategy. And here what we can do is, normally what we do in the class is, we solve one problem, so that the students understand how it is solved, or what are the important things related to that particular problem. And then we ask them to solve practice problem, that is, we give similar problems with difference in the with slight differences in, say, the values, or slight differences in the parameters that we give them, and so on, right? Then we select the best approach. So there may be a different methods of arriving at the solution. So what is the best approach for arriving at the solution depend on the accuracy, efficiency. We inform the student that, okay, if you calculate it this way you will get it faster, or this way you will get it, the time required will be slow, more, and so on, right? So then we come up with the solution, and then the validation and reflection in general happens. Now I will just show you how this I have created using the, again, the same tool, that is the to teach, right? So this, just close it. Okay. So these are the learning objectives that I mentioned to the to teach tool, that is, define the structure, then describe and label the key components, calculate the voltage gain. So this is basically a structured problem type of a strategy that I want to cover here. That's why I've said calculate the voltage and explain the importance of common emitter, and then analyze. So this, again, I am going to the analyze level, that is input, output, and phase relationship. Okay, so this I gave, and I asked the tool to create the lesson plan. Now, after creating the lesson plan, so this was a lesson plan that was created. Then I clicked on create the content here. So create material tab was available here, so I clicked on that. So it created, see, this is what it created. So objective is understand, connect the understanding. And then how does your amplifier make your voice louder? So this is what was the, so class activity. Again, these were some, so this was an introduction that was given to the students, so along with the circuit diagram. So here they understand, right? So what are the different components in this particular circuit? So there is this voltage given, then R1, RL, R2, and then this is the V in voltage, and the capacitors are connected, and so on. So now they understand what exactly you mean by the BJT common emitter amplifier. So this is the first, that is the introduction, right? Again, if you want to change, you can customize, you can just edit it. Then second step, or that is the direct instruction and guided analysis. So here what you do is you give this introduction. Yes, see, this is what is important in the circuit diagram and the components. So here it mentions, right, the function of each of the components in the circuit. And then the DC bias circuit establishes a specific DC operating point. The input causes small fluctuations due to, then the gain, it is saying then large. So this is what is related to the problem solving, right? And then also it gives the calculation of voltage gain. How do you calculate that? So it gives the formula for the voltage gain. Then it also has, solved a particular problem, like given circuit, these are the circuit parameters. So step 1 calculate this, step 2 calculate this, right? So this is how it, then it also gives the sources. So this is a structured problem solving. Now in the third step, what is done? Here calculate the expected value. So here the values are not given, and the space for calculation is given here, and then the student has to calculate and enter. So this you can give it as a worksheet to the students individually, right? So this they will calculate in the class, and then they can, share the results with the classmates. So this is how the structured problem solving can happen. And then this will be the final, that is the wrap up stage, where, you explain the importance in of this particular amplifier in day-to-day life and so on, say for audio systems, radio transmitters and receivers, sensors and detectors, and then some recap. And then we have these real world amplification principles like mobile phones, medical equipment, scientific instruments, and so on. So this particular tool I found, again, this assessment. So you can, create assessment around this. So once this particular class is over, after that, if you want to give a, some more assessment questions, if you want to create at the analyze or at the even at the evaluate level, or maybe in your next class you can cover the second type of biasing, that is a common emit, this common collector, or some other method. And then they can be asked to evaluate, or they can be asked to, compare the two circuits and so on, right? So this is what we have seen, that is the common emitter amplifier. So this was the structured problem solving. And then another was I said did was for the amplitude modulation. So this was for the real world applications. So maybe I'll just share even that with you if we have time. I think we are almost done. The time is almost over. So maybe you can do this as a homework for you. So yeah, and then there are tools available for you to find out if the students have used AI for writing their answers. Okay, so these are the different tools. Yeah, so that's all from my side. Yeah, so I think now I will stop sharing. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, are you able to read the question, or should I read for you?
How do
Yeah, there
you
is a
see AI
question from
content?
audience.
Dr. Sarika, is this the question that is shown? Like, how do you see AI content authoring tools shaping the future of higher education in the next 5 years? This is the question? Yeah. So I believe, when any new technology comes into the, in the public domain, early means initially, everyone is scared. I mean, we are afraid as teachers, or maybe everyone around. We feel that, now this technology is going to take over our, intellectual capacities. Similarly, I remember when I was doing these virtual laboratory sessions with teachers. Teachers were reluctant earlier to use the virtual labs because they felt, doing the experimentation in the lab, in physical labs, is very important. But once they started using this technology, so once the teachers and students start using AI slowly, if you see, there are so many tools available. So in the next 5 years, I feel AI content authoring tools are going to help the teachers as well as the students a lot. They are not going to replace us. This is what I honestly feel, that no AI can replace the human teachers, because the connect that we have with the students when we are taking in either in the classroom or even in the online session, we have that connect with the students or the participants, right? So that is very, very important. So in a classroom, when the teachers are teaching a particular topic, although we are using these two AI content authoring tools for this, but finally at the end of the day, that student is going to come to you with some problems or some difficulties which he is facing. So it's about how you are able to connect with the students in the classroom, that is very important. And I think once you start teaching a classroom of say 50 to 60, by say 3 or 4 sessions at the most 5 sessions, I remember when I used to take the classes, by the end of 5 sessions we are able to gauge which student is very bright, or which student has some problems, which student is able to cope with the particular topic or the subject, which student is finding it difficult. So once you are able to analyze the, and now with these AI tools, it will become easier for us to identify these problems in the students. Because finally, when they are writing the answer in the final exam, you cannot give them any AI tool, right? They cannot use a AI tool for writing the exams. So naturally they are going to need your help in getting all the clarification specific, and especially in engineering, the problem that we give during the class may not be the same that we give assign them in the exams, right? We may tweak it somewhere, so obviously the importance of teachers will stay, but yes, the AI tools will penetrate our lives and anything. It will help us immensely, and we can have more of personalized teaching learning experiences built around using these tools. So yes, it's a very powerful tool in our hands that we have got, and we can make the most out of it, and help the students in their teaching learning. Sorry, in their learnings.
Okay, I think Dr. Madhuri had a technical issue, and I think it's almost time up.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Anita, for the wonderful session, and it's a insightful session. Thank you again
Thank
for
you. Thank
sharing
you.
your expertise with our community. And those who are joined, so please complete the test, to get the certificate. And so we are looking forward to see you next month, Masterclass. Those who are registered for the T4E conference, or we will see you at
Yeah.
T4E conference in Chennai as well. Wonderful. Thank you again. So the session is over, and
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
thank you.